best.
Lavender here, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm here with another story time video, and today I'm going to be talking about my bullying story. So the first time that I think I've ever gotten bullied, I would say, was in 5th grade. It wasn't that bad in 5th grade, but like, you know when you're in like 5th grade at elementary school, like when you're in elementary school, you try to like make friends with everyone. Well, I tried to do that, and people just called me annoying. They're like, why is she following us and stuff? Why don't you go away and stuff like that, you know? And that was in 5th grade in elementary school, but it got like 10 times worse when I went to middle school. Like when I went into middle school, like nobody wanted to be my friend. People were like the whole class was like abusing me and stuff. Like one time there was this class and it was full of like only like 5 people, and all those 5 people were like bullying me in the whole entire classroom. It was like this really tall black bitch, and by the way, if you don't know, like my middle school was probably 89% Hispanic or Latino, mostly like white Latinos and Mexicans. They would like say the N-word like all the time and stuff. So yeah, and there was this black bitch and this Mexican guy, and I don't even remember who else is in the classroom, but they would constantly bully me like all the time and say I'm annoying like for no reason. I'd be minding my business and they'd just be picking on me and stuff. It was just rude and stuff. And I don't know, like it was just really horrible experience. And then when I was in a new classroom, like it was like this, not special needs, it wasn't special needs, it was like, what, special ed? Or like I have a condition, and it's a learning disorder, and it's like the opposite of like dyslexia. Instead of like writing and English, it's like the math version of that, dyscalculia. So I had to be in that class, and then like everyone in that classroom was like making fun of me too, but there was like at least 15 people in that classroom instead of just 5. And it was like ridiculous, honestly. Like they'd bully me all the time. Like I'd be like waiting to get in the door, because we had to like stand outside in line, to wait to get into the classroom. And this bitch, I have never even met this bitch. She was like this like fat Hispanic girl. She said she's like, stop looking at me or I'm gonna fight you. Like, what's up or whatever. Like, she just said that while she was going to class. Like, I didn't even know who the fuck that bitch was. She was just being rude for no reason. I guess she was just jealous. I mean, I don't know, because people were saying that I had like ugly hair and I was ugly and stuff, which isn't true. I just don't understand why like I was being bullied. Like, it wasn't just that. Like every classroom I went into, people were like bullying me like all the time. Like it got so bad that I think the counselor had to come in and tell everyone to apologize and stuff. Like it was just like the worst experience of my life. Like, but like the teacher in that special like ed's classroom, that special like the learning disorder like classroom, like she wasn't like helpful at all. She was like a fucking bitch. Like all she would do is like, okay, so I had like a runny nose in classroom, right? And I was using a bunch of tissues, but I was using them and throwing them away. And she's like, stop using all the tissues. You should only use one and put it back in your pocket. Like, she was so disrespectful. And she also like sent me to I don't know what it's called, where like you violate the dress code. She sent me to like, I don't know if it's lonely lunch, or I don't know what it's called when you violate the dress code, And the thing is that at my middle school, like, you couldn't have piercings or hair dyed or anything. You had to be, basically the principal wanted you in like a school uniform, but we didn't have school uniforms. But it was just such an awful school. Like one time I walked in with like gloves. They weren't like gloves. They were like those like gloves that you get at the Claire's store. And the teacher's like, take those gloves off. That's a violation of the dress code. I'm gonna call the principal on you. And it was just, I don't know, like these fat white bitches were like, these fat white teachers were just jealous. Like, I don't understand, like, they're just gloves. They were acting like so fucking rude and stuff. Like, they saw the bullying that was going on and they didn't fucking do anything. And they were just like bitching at everyone. Like, I don't understand, like, it was just such an awful experience. I mean, you got people coming up to you that you don't even know. They just pass by you and say, "What's up? You want to fight?" Like, it was just so ridiculous. Like, they would spread like gossip about me and stuff. And there were like people in middle school that would like try to ask me out, but they weren't like asking me out because they wanted to go out. They were asking me out because I was ugly, and they were doing this to a bunch of other people because I knew they were doing this because they would look right at me. And like their whole group of friends would come over here and talk to different girls, be like, "You want to go out?" But it was only because they thought that you were ugly or something. It was just so disrespectful. And I've also mentioned this in my story time about my ex best friend, my toxic ex best friend. Like, she was also in the bullying. Like, when we would go to lunch, she would make me like for example, if the table was all like full, she would like say, "You need to go find somewhere else to sit." Like, I don't know, that bitch just changed. She's just such a fucking bitch. Like, she only cared about herself. She was just using people. But like, she's like these friends that never mind you, I don't even know if they were her friends. She just was trying to make friends so badly that she's like, "Oh, well, you need to go like sit somewhere else." And there was also another incident with a different person. And like, I was sitting on the bench, right? There wasn't that many benches. This was like an overcrowded school, by the way. It was so overcrowded they had to do more work on it, and they're building more buildings to make it bigger because my middle school was overpopulated. And yeah, like she's like, then there was like 7 people sitting on the bench, including like me. But there's plenty of room, and she's like, "Can you please get up? Like, there's a big group of people here." Like, I mean, that's just so fucking rude. Like. And this is at like a school where it's like a Latino school basically. It was full of people who were Latino, and like they were all saying like the N-word, and none of them were like black and stuff. It's just a mess. Like, it was just such a horrible like time in my life. Like, I really wanted to kill myself, honestly.